Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Facebook Live. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Rachel Trout, and I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost 12 years. And I am excited to share some more projects with you today. I usually come live on Thursdays at 12 o'clock Arizona time. And if you are watching over on YouTube, I always post the replays there later. So thank you for joining me today. I have a lot of fun stuff to show you today, and our featured products today are some of my favorites from our new January to April mini catalog, and one of my favorite Sale-a-bration products this year. So today we are looking at the Bright Skies bundle. This one is a lot of fun, I think. You have a couple of cloud images, you've got some flowers, a sun, the rain, and then just some really cute sentiments. I love the fonts. I love what they say. The sprinkled with love you can even use with like that ice cream set with sprinkles, or our share a milkshake set, or cupcakes. This one doesn't have to just be rain, I don't think. So I think that's awesome. And then the coordinating dies are really great too. Some of these cloud shapes will cut out the images in the stamp set. And then, of course, you've got dies to cut out the flowers and the stems, and then some more detailed ones. You've got two sizes of raindrops. You've got an extra cloud. This could be a sun also. And this cuts out the sun in the stamp set. And my favorite part about these clouds is that they have stitching on the edges, which is so much fun. This one is even on both edges. So you could do a fun shaker card with that, I think. I just thought of that now, so I might have to try that. And then these could be used for extra clouds. I've seen it used as grass, like grassy hills at the bottom of a card. So lots of options with these dies. And I just realized I'm going to have to fussy cut my little sun today because I forgot to bring my die cutting machine in. But we'll make do. Actually, maybe I have my little one in here. I'll just have to grab it when we get to that card. And then we have a Sale-a-bration product that coordinates with this bundle. It's called Sunny Days Designer Series Paper, and it has a lot of fun patterns, ones that will coordinate with the stamp set. This pattern, I've used almost all of my 2 sheets of this pattern already. It has the clouds on one side, and some of them can be cut with the dies. And then on this side, it's one of those where you can cut halfway down the middle and have some card fronts with clouds at the top, going to raindrops at the bottom. And we're going to use a piece of that on one of our cards today, so you'll get to see a bigger slice of it. The rainbows, of course, go along with this. And this is a fun pattern to cut the clouds out of with those dies. And then you've got suns. But then you've also got other fun, bright patterns. You've got a couple of florals, you've got butterflies, strawberries, cherries, and then this fun gingham one too. So this paper you can pair with a whole lot of different things. It does not just have to be the Bright Skies bundle, although it goes perfectly with that. So we're going to focus on the bundle and the paper today. I have 3 cards to share with you. And then I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of some of my other classes that I have coming up this month. Let's bring in the 3 cards we're going to make today. I'm sure you would love to see them. They are super cute, I think. So these are the 3 cards we're going to make today. And every Thursday when I do this, it's kind of like a class. You can watch for free. I will give all the measurements while I am sharing the cards. But if you would like a card kit to make these cards yourself at home, you can do that with your order this week. So when you spend at least $40 before tax and shipping, using this host code from now until Tuesday, I will send you a card kit with all the paper pieces you'll need to put your cards together. And then you provide the stamps and ink and adhesives yourself. And you can include those in your order, or you maybe have something similar that you can substitute at home. And if you spend more than $50, then I'm also going to include the sequins that we're using today. Otherwise, you can just use any embellishment that you have already. Same with the twine. Just use what you have. I'm just using white baker's twine today. I'm sure lots of crafters have that in their craft stash. If not, the Baker's Twine is part of our Baker's Twine Essentials pack. It comes with 5 colors, and one of them is white. So you could add that to your order as well. And I appreciate your orders because those help me to keep getting products to share with you. And when you use the host code, that helps me to get these embellishments to include for free in your kit. And some of you know that I am working at earning our incentive trip to Disney World in Orlando next year. And I have to tell you, my kids get so excited every time we get to color in one of these squares. We're going slow and steady right now, but my kids get so excited, and so do I when we get to color in the next box. So I appreciate your support and your orders, and I hope you love the cards this week too. So we are going to start with this one. And here is that piece of designer series paper I was talking about. So you can cut this for your card fronts, and it has the clouds and the raindrops. And like I said, I've used almost all of this sheet of the designer series paper. Hi Joan, thanks for watching today. I'm glad someone is joining me live. The other side is all of these different clouds, and like I said, the dies fit some of them. Others you can fussy cut. I'm going to show you a couple of other cards I've made at the end, and I use the clouds on both of them. So that is, I need like 3 more pieces of that pattern, I think. I also realized when I was putting these cards together, one of the coordinating colors in this paper is shaded spruce. And you can tell that on this pattern, and you know, with the stems or the leaves on the fruit. But what I didn't realize is when I got to these raindrops and some of these clouds, it really looked like Pretty Peacock to me. So that's the coordinating color that I used on this card. And I think now that I look closer, it is shaded spruce. But because it's paired with the pool party, I don't know, it looked like Pretty Peacock to me. So that's what we're going with. All right, we are starting with a pool party card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4 to fold. And then I have a piece of Pretty Peacock that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I was really into the narrow borders this week. So I cut it just an 1/8 inch larger than my designer series paper, and that piece is 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm just going to lay these down flat. And see, now that I'm looking at it in this light, I can tell that that is shaded spruce, not Pretty Peacock, but I don't know. In the other room, it definitely looked like Pretty Peacock to me. So you could go with either one. I really like the combination of Pretty Peacock and Pool Party, so I think it works. Now, the nice part about this is it's kind of separated here. So that is where we're going to put our clouds. And this is another sheet of the designer series paper. And I've just used the dies to cut out 2 of the clouds. And like I said, I just love that stitching. So this larger one I'm going to lay down first, and that one I'm going to lay down flat. Maybe I'm going to lay it down. There we go. And just kind of over the center. And then the smaller one I'm going to add with some dimensionals so that we can tuck the sun behind after we stamp that. We'll put that one just down a little bit lower like that. Okay, I have a little white square here to stamp my sun. And then this rectangle is cut with our Timeless Arrangements dies. So that's a nice floral stamp set, and it has a lot of detailed dies, but it also has a few nice label pieces like this with, again, kind of stitching on the edge, which I love. Okay, our sentiment is going to be in Pretty Peacock ink. You brighten my cloudy days. I love that. And we are working on my glass mat again today. I think I am going to do a video just all about the glass mat and all the different things you can do with it. But I am still learning all the different things you can do with it. So maybe next week, maybe the week after, we'll do that video. And that'll be a bonus one on Wednesday. not making any promises for next week, but we'll see. I'll let you know. Daffodil Delight is going to be our sun. Now the color in the designer series paper is actually crushed curry. But I need to get a new crushed curry ink pad because I have tried refilling mine and it's just not staying inked up that well. So my Daffodil Delight is actually a little bit darker than my crushed curry. So I decided to use Daffodil Delight for this one. All right, let me grab my mini die cutting machine. It is right over here. I always forget something, and today it was the die cutting machine. But I remembered it is in the same room as me, at least, so that is good. Okay, let's get all the pieces assembled here. And let me get out the die. So with this sun, I don't know if there is any part of it that is shaped just a little bit differently. It seems to fit no matter how you put it on here. So that's nice that you don't have to figure out where it needs to go. But I did not bring washi tape either, so hopefully that stays in place. And we will roll it on through. Oh, you're right, Joan. We did have a rainbow set. That was just a year or two ago, and I saved that one because I love rainbows. And actually, I think you could put those two sets together, this one, and that would be a lot of fun. I might have to do that because I still have that set. Love rainbows. That was one thing I loved about this set, too. The stamp set and the bundle doesn't have rainbows, but the paper has that rainbow pattern. Okay, we are going to tuck the sun behind our little cloud here. Just like that. Okay, because the sentiment is you brighten my cloudy days, so we've got to have the bright sun. Then we're going to pop up our sentiment with a few dimensionals. And then I'm going to do a double bow with our baker's twine. So, like I said, you could use any white ribbon or linen thread would work. Now to do a double bow, I just kind of guess about how much I'll need for one bow. Then I double it, cut, and then cut in the middle again. And then I can tie my double bow. I think I cut too much this time, but that's okay. Better too much than too little. It's not too bad. Okay, I'm going to put this on with a mini glue dot and then we'll trim the edges. Just on the corner there. And then we'll trim. You could do a single bow too, but sometimes it's fun to mix it up and do a double bow. So there's our bow. Kind of arrange that how we want. Okay, and then I'm going to finish off with some of those sequins. So again, if your order is over $50 this week, I will include a free package of these sequins. You get quite a few on here, and they're in 3 colors, white, pretty peacock, and berry burst. And I love those colors, so I love these sequins. And when I was thinking, this is pretty peacock, then I thought these fit perfectly, but then I discovered later on it's shaded spruce. That is the nice thing about Stampin' Up! Colors, though. A lot of them have the same tones, so you can mix and match. And there we go. There's our first card. I love that one. Actually, I love all the cards this week, so if I'm being honest. I hope you like it, too. There is our first one. Okay, moving on to our second card. This one has the Sprinkled with Love, which, like I said, you could use with sprinkles of any sort also. It doesn't have to be rain sprinkles. Maybe you saw my earlier post today about the weather here. It's been kind of cloudy and dreary, and I thought about doing sparkly raindrops in here, so I'm going to move those out of the way. Then I decided to go with Pool Party. And we got some rain today. It was more than sprinkles, though. It was downpouring. I wanted to show you this. So this comes with the glass mat. It's a silicone tray, and it sticks really well to the glass mat. But I've been using it today to hold all of my extra pieces, my raindrops, and my extra clouds and things. So there is a use for that tray. You can use it for lots of things, but that is the use it's getting from me today. Okay, our second card is going to start with a thick white card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and then scored at 4 1/4 to fold in half. Where am I, Joan? I am in Gilbert, Arizona, so that's a suburb of Phoenix. And people don't think of Phoenix as being cold, but this time of year it is kind of cold. We've had freeze warnings all week, and yeah, it's kind of rainy and cold today. So it does get cold here. This is one of my favorite patterns of the Designer Series paper too. We were talking earlier about the rainbows, and this is the rainbow pattern. So this one's 5.5 by 4 1/4. It's going to cover up the whole front of the card base. We'll just line that up like that. And then I thought I'd bring in Berry Burst because the sequins gave me that idea, but Berry Burst is one of my favorite colors too. And I think it goes well with the pool party and what I discovered was Shaded Spruce, not Pretty Peacock, but that's all right. I'm using Pretty Peacock on this card too. I have a little cloud here. This is that extra cloud die, so it does not cut out any of the clouds in the stamp set. It's just another option for a different shape. So I like that one, and it has the stitching too. And let's see, we're going to start with our Berry Burst ink, and we'll stamp our sentiment first because I want to get the spacing correct for everything else. So we'll start with the sentiment, and that's going to go down here in this corner like that. And then I'm going to move this aside and bring in my Pretty Peacock again. And I guess you could use Shaded Spruce. That would match your paper. I still can't believe I thought that it was Pretty Peacock. Should have realized that. Okay, so we're going to do 3 flowers. So I'm going to do 3 stems right here. There we go. Then we'll close up the Pretty Peacock. Oh, Joan, 20 degrees. That is too cold. It doesn't get quite that cold here. Well, maybe in northern Arizona, not where I am. Ah! I have ink on my finger. All right. You know what? I'm going to turn it over and do that again because I don't think I can cover up that problem. I didn't even realize I got ink on my fingers. Okay. Got distracted by the cold weather talk. We'll just stamp again. I always tell people the paper has 2 sides, so that's why. If you make a mistake, just flip it over. We'll do our 3 stems again. And I will try not to touch anything else with my fingers. Okay, now you will notice on this card, I have kind of 2 different colors of flowers, but I didn't want to pull out another color of ink. So we're going to stamp off for the little tulip. So I have a little piece of grid paper here. So after I ink up my tulip, I'm going to stamp it on the grid paper first and then onto my card. And that just gives you a lighter shade of the same color. So you don't have to have another color of ink, but it does give you kind of a different look, which is fun. And then we'll do the other flower in Full Strength Berry Burst. And I like how this one has a spot right for the stem. Ah, man. All right. Good thing it's clear so I can see through and hopefully fix that. Wow. All right. We did it. Just not having luck with my stamping today. Okay. I don't think I said the sizes of these. So this one, the white piece, is 3 by 4 1/4. And then the Berry Burst piece, again, is just 1/8 bigger. 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. And we'll put that inky mess on the back side. Nope, and now I'm getting ink on there. Okay. See if we can finish our cards without getting ink all over the place. Okay. And then I'm going to put on my cloud with some dimensionals. And then the raindrops are cut with some of the dies. So I'm going to kind of put this kind of in the middle. And then I wanted to show you these dies again. So there's two sizes of raindrops. I used the smaller set here, and I just cut out a few of them. Now, if you were thinking ahead, you could use adhesive sheets on the back of these. I'm just going to use my take your pick tool and pick up a few of them out of my little tray back here. And then I'm just going to use little dots of glue to put them where I want. The take your pick tool, if you don't have one, I think this is my most sold item. Whenever I show it, oh, I did get ink there. All right, it's okay. The take your pick tool is $10, and it works really well for picking up embellishments and tiny little pieces like this. It has this sticky end. It has a piercing tool end. It has this little spatula. This works really well, like if your cling stamps get stuck really hard to the black, you can use this to kind of wedge them back up. Or those die cut pieces that get stuck onto your die cutting machine. This works really well to poke the holes out of the die cuts too, to get them unstuck from the die. And then we have a number of different attachments now for this too. There is a die brush to help clean out the really intricate dies that have lots of little pieces. Oh, what else do we have? We have some like cutting tools too. I don't have that set yet, but there's lots of attachments. This tool, I think it's still $10, but it is well worth the money. And then you can buy refills for the sticky part, so you can keep picking up all your little embellishments and things. And I love that tool. Okay, before I attach this piece, I'm going to wrap my baker's twine around. It's getting stuck in all my little dimensional backings over here. So I'm going to wrap it around twice. You could do 3 times, you could do 1 time. I don't know. I guess I was in the mood for doing things twice today with my double bow and wrapping this around twice and having to stamp twice. Everything is in 2s today. Okay. Let's arrange this. I need a little more on that end. Okay. And then we're just going to tie a bow on this side. Hopefully I made this long enough. Otherwise, we'll have to go around once. Okay. I think it'll work. So I'm just going to tie a bow on this left side. Needs quiet to tie my bow, I guess. Gotta concentrate. Okay. I just won't have a very long tail on this one, I guess. That's okay. Okay, and then I'm going to spread that out a little bit because I like that look. And then we'll attach this piece with some dimensionals. And then, of course, we're going to finish off with our sequins again. This time, I'm going to use the Berry Burst sequins. But you could use any of them or a combination of all 3 if you wanted. And I actually think, so I put them up in the corner this time. I don't know. I kind of want to cover that spot up, though. I might sprinkle them around because it says sprinkle right there. So we're going to kind of cover that spot up and sprinkle our sequins around this time. Embellishments are good for covering up your mistakes. There we go. So you could do it either way. You could put the sequins up in the corner or sprinkle them around. And that's our second card. All right. I like that one too. I think this one is my favorite color combination out of the 3 cards today. Okay, let's bring in our third card. This one is super simple. This layout you could do with really any designer series paper. Let's see what I did with my envelope for this card. Did I bring it in here? I thought I brought everything in here, but maybe I did not. All right, let's see here. I am not finding my envelope for this card. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to see if I left it in the other room. Yeah, I sure did leave it in the other room. I guess I forgot more than my die cutting machine today. All right. If you can't tell, I have a lot going on right now, so my brain cannot hold all of the things. Okay, this one has a crushed curry card base, so that is one of the colors in the designer series paper. Again, 5.5 by 8.5, and then we scored at 4 1/4 to fold in half. And then I did my narrow border again. So I have a piece of white that's 3 3/4 by 5. And then the black is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So just that narrow border. That is what I was in the mood for today, I guess. Yes, today I was finishing designing the cards this morning again. But I will say I was a little more ahead than last week because I was not running around 1 minute before I started the video. So, making progress. Okay, and then I just cut out a few different patterns from the paper, and this is with our Heartfelt Hexagon Punch. So this is part of a bundle in our January to April mini catalog. It also coordinates with another Sale-a-bration stamp set, but it's really just a nice shape punch to add to your collection. And you can use it to create cards with your designer series paper. And if you punch along the bottom of your designer series paper, I got it 4 punches fit pretty much exactly across the bottom of a piece of designer series paper. So you wouldn't even have that much waste if you are using these punched shapes to make a card. The flowers are a little directional, so we will make sure we don't put them upside down. And we've got our sunshine. And we'll just kind of fit that in there. Okay, now for this one, I am going to tie kind of a loopy bow with my white baker's twine. You could just kind of twist it back there, but with something like the twine, it's thin enough that that knot is not going to get too fat to put your sentiment over. And then it kind of stays in place a little bit better. And I'm going to hold it down with a mini glue dot, and then we'll just put the sentiment over the top. Although I accidentally put my dimensional right where the knot was last time, so it did get a little lumpy, but I'll try not to do that this time. Okay, so there's our loopy bow. Then I have another piece of white for the sentiment. This one is 3 by 3/4. And we're going to use that last sentiment in the stamp set. Brighter skies are on their way. And my black ink pad, which I meant to re-ink this one too before I started, but that is another thing I forgot. My brain must be really full today, I think. My daughter's got a basketball tournament tomorrow and Saturday, and I am busy making snacks for that and trying to get things done before I'm gone from my house all weekend, so that is where my mind is today. Okay, so there's that. And then we're just going to use our snips to cut a banner at one end. If you have one of our old banner punches, you could stick it in there and punch the banner instead. But I'm just going to use my snips. And then we'll put a few dimensionals on the back to adhere it over the top of that twine. And then we'll use some of the white sequins to finish this one off. Depending on which patterns you use of your designer series paper, you could use a different color of sequins or embellishments. The other embellishment that I really like with this set is the iridescent rhinestones. I think those, I don't know, they're just shiny and sparkly, and I think that they work well with this set. I don't know why I like them, but I used them on another card that I made with this set yesterday, and I'll share that one with you here in a second so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so there is our third card. All right, what do you think? Which card was your favorite today? I'm going to bring the other ones back in so you can see all three again. And even if you're watching later, comment and let me know which card was your favorite today. I have a hard time choosing because I love this set and this paper so much. I like them all. That's an okay answer too. Okay, so remember, if you place an order now through Tuesday using the host code and you spend more than $40, I'll send you the card kit. So kind of like I had everything in my envelopes today, that's how it will come to you with all the paper pieces. And then you'll add your own stamps and ink and embellishments at home. But if you spend over $50, I'm going to include a whole package of those sequins too. So that's kind of a perk. Plus, since it's Sale-a-bration, if you spend more than $50, you get to pick a Sale-a-bration item too. So you could pick your own whole package of this designer series paper, which I think is awesome. The Bright Skies bundle itself is $48.50, so you're just short of the $50. But I have a couple of ideas for you of things that coordinate really well with this set. We didn't use these today, but I think I'm going to use these in my card club this month with this set. And these are called Adhesive-Backed Lightning and Stars. So this actually goes with like our rock band suite, but I think the lightning and stars could fit very well with this bundle too. And then we have our raindrops embossing folder. This also pairs really well with this bundle. So if you add either one of those things on to your order with the bundle, then you would go over $50 and get to choose your Sale-a-bration item. Now, I said I was going to show you a few other cards that I did this week using this bundle. So this one I shared on Sunday as part of the Creation Station design team hop. And here are those. I was wrong. I didn't use these yesterday. I used them on Sunday. These are the iridescent rhinestones. I think they fit perfectly with this bundle too. And then I pulled in the Fluffiest Friends bundle too because I thought that was cute. But this one, I fussy cut a bunch of the clouds out of that one pattern and then used just the other cloud pattern as the background. And you see some of these sentiments fit right in the die cut clouds, which is pretty cool also. And then this is the card I shared yesterday. This was where I used some of the sparkly raindrops. I used the raindrops embossing folder in the background. And then these also are clouds cut from the designer series paper. So I used the gold and the silver. This was for a color challenge. Excuse me. So that's the More Dazzle specialty paper. And this one I used, these sequins are flat and adhesive back, just like the ones we used today, but these are neutrals, adhesive back sequins. So gold, silver, copper, and I forget, I think there's one more color in there. But those are kind of fun too. So I am going to be using this bundle and the Sunny Days Designer Series paper in my card club this month. I do not have that designed yet, but hopefully soon. I have about 1 million things on my plate today, so it'll get there. But I did want to show you a couple of the other classes that I've been working on. So I have 2 card clubs. One is just more general occasion cards. One is all Christmas cards. Now, this time of year, you're probably not thinking about Christmas cards. But I like to craft for Christmas year-round because then when it gets to be Christmas time, you are not rushing to get your Christmas cards done. And you have a bunch ready to go. So this month's Christmas card club kit, there are just a few days left to subscribe. And this month's kit is going to include a half package of another Sale-a-bration paper that you see on the cards, It's called the Most Adored Specialty Designer Series paper. Excuse me, I've got a tickle. I also used a Sale-a-bration embossing folder on one of the cards. And this is a brand new embellishment this month too. And then we've got our sweet sorbet ribbon. Lots of pretty things in the kit this month. And both of my card clubs, you get the supplies to make 8 cards. So 2 each of the designs. It's $39 a month, which includes the priority shipping. Plus you get lots of product. So like this month's kit is going to include a roll of the ribbon. You're going to get a package of gold foil and this embellishment. And then the bonus is the Sale-a-bration paper. You'll get a half pack of that this month too. And then you can add on the stamps and the inks that I used if you'd like, or use ones that you have at home. So I will put a link in the description for both the card clubs. The deadline for the Christmas card club is coming up on the 15th. And then the regular monthly card club will be the 20th. And I will be sharing a sneak peek of that as soon as I get the cards designed. And then the other class I'm working on is just kind of like a bonus class this month. I mentioned it last week, but I am still not quite done designing. But it's going to be a fun fold class with the Be Mine suite. So it'll be 5 fun fold cards. You'll make 1 of each. And these are 2 of them. So this fun fold, and then this one's really fun too. Like that. So that one will have 5 cards, and I will work on getting this sign up link for that in the description too, but I haven't finished all the details yet, so that will be coming. So I just wanted to share those with you to let you know what's coming, what will be coming soon, and I hope that you really enjoyed today's cards. I'm going to bring them in one more time, and comment and let me know which one was your favorite today. I hope you are having a great week. I hope you enjoyed today's card class, and I will see you again next week. Bye.